Welcome to Profit Channels. This is my disclaimer. I am not a financial advisor and I don't give financial advice. Please consider this video entertainment. Today I'm going to talk about Vermilion Energy, or VET. That's at $7.55. It's got almost a 5% dividend yield. It's oil and natural gas, and it works all over the world. Currently, no net income, negative net income. So you can see annually, it's looking better in 24 than 23. Quarterly, Q2 was pretty bad. So oil, natural gas, Canada, Ireland, France, Australia, Germany, Netherlands, pretty widespread. So dividends have been going up. Assets and liabilities is fair. It's not the best. It's not the worst. And somehow quarterly we have free cash flow. So that tells me that there's a lot of depreciation, amortization type expense that really it's not. If you are losing money but you have cash flow, and it's a non-cash expense. Interestingly, if I look here at the average shares outstanding, we've gone from a high of 165 million in Q2 2023 to 154.34 million. So if I do the math right, they bought back conservatively estimated $106,600,000 worth of shares. Here is our monthly channel. Actually, let's get to the forecast. 11 analysts, 5 strong buy, 6 hold. Okay, back to our monthly channel. We are right now at the point of control. This is a pretty good channel. This could be the midpoint line. It's not a lot of data to work with, but this is a mixed signal monthly candle. So, we've got a long wick, which is bullish, but we broke down past the midpoint of this previous bar, which is bearish. If I jump into the weekly, you can see this channel right here. That's pretty good. It's got a decent midpoint line, and we have not broken out of this downtrend. We've got a nice bullish engulfing weekly candle, and then a very neutral last week's candle. It's not really given direction. There's not a good daily channel to look for here. So let's on the weekly get our moving averages up, and you can see here we kind of climbed up the 50, broke down, and now we've bounced off the 50 all the way down. And so we're in between these points of control, and we're trying to break up. If you look at this, let's see. Yeah. So if you look right here and here, these could be double bottoms. And if I do a short-term retracement, From the bottom here to this top, we've come back to the 382. We could also come back to the 618. We could also come back to the 1 and do another double bottom. But right now we're bouncing off the 382. If I do a longer term Fibonacci retracement from the bottom to the top, this is a thing of beauty. So you can see the 382, the 618, these are just real pretty. This one is our double bottom, obviously. So I'm sorry, I said I was coming from back here. I'm coming from the bottom here to the top here. You can see that this line here, this top, is clear. It was support, now it's resistance. So long term, this is the end goal. We're at the point of control again. We've retraced a full retracement, but on the short term, we could, if we don't hold the 382, then we're coming down to the 618. On the extension side, if I go from this bottom to the top to this bottom, you can see we're right at the 236. That is the point of control. 382 is real pretty. 618 is real pretty. 786, and we'll look at 1. Let's move these through time, and you can see these lines are working out real pretty. So I like that. So again, the first goal is to break this moving average here, the 50, and get above the 236 and move our way up to 382. But we could be pulling back. Let me hide that. Let's go to the daily. So on the daily, we've been bouncing off the 200, there, all the way down. And so we broke above the 100, but we broke above, this is the 50, broke above the 50 and then the 100. We bounced off the 100. We're bouncing off the 100 again. Right now we're bouncing off the 50, so we could ping pong in between here. Just a little, some of these retracements. So it's right now on the daily, we've got a bearish candle. And we've got this gap here on the daily. So I do think we're going to come back down a little bit. Again, this retracement, maybe it's the 382, maybe it's a 618. If I go to VET divided by SPX, we are at this weekly point of control. So this is, clearly an area of strength where we can be bouncing up. We could dip below it, move past it, and then continue up. But right now, this is, it looks like we've come down and are basing out. On our monthly, parabolic SAR and super trend are looking negative. Our RSI is looking pretty bad. Our MACD is threatening to come up, and stochastic is pretty low. On the weekly, all right, so RSI is trying to get above 50, but we could bounce off of it. We've kind of been in a downtrend, And, you know, maybe we can make a little bit higher high here compared to this one. Looks like we just barely are. MACD is kind of right by. It's very neutral. Everything's very neutral on the weekly. That's why this is so confusing. And then on the daily, it looks like we're kind of low on the RSI, breaking down below. This makes me think we're going to go down a little bit because we're breaking down below the 50. MACD is trying to be positive, and stochastic is crossing over. And it looks like it might be heading down in the short term. Money flow index, I mean, everything is pretty neutral on the monthly here. So money flow index, squeeze momentum, and ADX. An ADX of 20. Above that, you're starting to have a trend. So we're at 21. It's not much of a trend. On the weekly, we are below the midpoint line on our RSI Bollinger Band strategy. Money flow index is going up. Squeeze momentum is less bullish, and ADX is saying again no pattern, no trend. On the daily, we've bounced off our moving average. Money flow index is low but moving up slowly. Squeeze momentum is less bullish. And so we could do one of these things where we get more bullish, but that's infrequent. And then the ADX is no trend. So again, this is very interesting. I'd want to see how this plays out. I'd like to see some sign of volume increasing. But we do have lots of points of control here. Okay, well, this is an interesting one, especially at the price. I hope you like it. Give me a thumbs up and subscribe. Talk to you later.